The journey that began in the burning desert, in the gutter-like tunnel, in the frosty snowfield has finally come to an end. One might argue that our history is marked by pointless brawl. Obviously, our struggle was full of unnecessary wars and divisions. It was not enough to deal with beasts that were blinded by blood and flesh, so we killed and exploited humans who had to survive together. But maybe because of such a series of filthy wars, we could find the fruit of a new hope. No one can be sure what the road ahead of us will look like. But one thing is clear. Our status as a lopsided prey is no longer valid.
This is a break news from the Antarctic Public International Broadcasting Station, which broadcasts to groups of survivors of grade 5 or higher belonging to the UNARC. Here's the first news. The World Quarantine Organization has begun a genuine weaponization of a new substance called Prion, which has been confirmed through an expedition to the Arctic Circle and fact-finding of Seventh Project. It was confirmed that the final sample of the material was taken from a private research base located in Youngjondal Island. By the end of this month, the World Quarantine Organization says it plans to produce more than 200,000 sets of LARA's aerial and marine spraying systems for special forces and quarantine response forces mobilized at the forefront of overload operations.
The main combat unit of the United Nations forces has landed on the coast of Delaware. Hours before the start of the operation, LARA's Prion was sprayed in large quantities across Washington, D.C., Baltimore, and Philadelphia. There is still a favorable situation for the Allies, and the United Nations will be in priority contact with a group of confirmed survivors outside of Washington, D.C. The operation led by the U.S. Army will serve as a cornerstone for the UNARC to expand its North American operations in earnest. Above all, it must have considerable political symbolism for the United States.
The east coast of the United States is just the beginning. Continents and oceans are legitimate areas, resources, and the future of our human race. We will continue this war in the Netherlands, in the Middle East, in Korea, and in Japan. No existence can interrupt our counteroffensive.
Here's the second news. The International Court of Justice has sentenced council leaders and other military officials accused of a self-coup attempt to indefinite imprisonment without parole. In particular, some members of the military who took the lead in the purification operation were sentenced to death, and the members of the Secretariat and the governments of each member country are expected to be punished. According to the Secretary General's Foreign Minister, Kang Kyung-hwa, additional investigations are expected to take place for at least 2 years under the leadership of the International Criminal Police Organization.
「私の父はいつも口にしていた言葉がある。私たちが知っていることとかで知ることになるすべての知識は、私たちが絶対に知らないことに来られれば大したことではないと。彼は人生のほとんどを中東で何かのために時間を過ごしたが、結局は戻ってこなかった。私も結局は真実を知らず、父は砂漠でそうなったように節電で人生は終わると思った。私に与えられたのは、そんな楽ではない休みではなかった。今は死より苦しい苦労をしながら、新しい時代の戦場の上に立っている。すべての真実は、創立戦を続ける我々の立場を根本的に変えることはできなかった。ただ、嫌な嘘だと思っていた人類の生存の可能性を少し高めただけだった。
Smoke is clearing now, all the circling lights blind me. I've been running out, now it's all just a fight to breathe. is breaking